Someday we'll get paid for this.
Hello, and welcome to Scrapple News. I'm your newsreader, AP Ticker. Scrapple TV, homegrown news, not the crappy kind, the real good kind of homegrown. Local, national, international, global, galactic, and beyond. And now we turn our attention to merry old England, where the mind-fucking decision to seal evidence from Dr. David Kelly's highly suspicious death in 2003 for 70 years is giving me Warren Commission flashbacks.
The Warren Commission, which was made of a very dignified and honorable man.
Kelly was the source of a 2003 BBC report casting doubt on the British government's claim that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. Not long afterwards, Dr. Kelly turned up dead in the woods near his Oxfordshire home. The official cover-up, the official inquiry, led by notorious British fixer Lord Hutton, concluded that Kelly killed himself by cutting an artery in his wrist. But several doctors familiar with the evidence dispute the injury was serious enough to kill him. Lord Hutton's ruling locks up the evidence until, quote, all those within a direct interest in the case are dead, end quote. As one commentator recently put it, isn't locking up the death evidence for 70 years the same thing as admitting he was killed because he knew too much? Why not just say so, you fucking murderous bastards? Speaking of the Warren Commission, Senator Arlen Specter, who crafted the infamous magic bullet theory, central to the Warren Commission's cover-up of the assassination of John F. Kennedy, found himself embroiled in a Tea Party tempest last week. Trouble started on local talk radio windbag Don Giordano's show with a batshit crazy Minnesota Congresswoman, Michelle Bachmann. She was the one who made headlines last year for openly questioning Barack Obama's allegiance to the United States and calling for all congressional supporters of the president to be investigated for treason. During a heated on-air exchange about voting in Congress, Bachmann blurted out, apropos of nothing, "I voted for prosperity." When Specter tried to point out that prosperity is an abstract concept, not a bill that Congress voted on, Bachmann cut him off with, "Well, why don't we make it a bill?" To which Specter responded, "Now wait a minute. Don't interrupt me. I didn't interrupt you. I mean, act like a lady." That's what he said. Well, Republicans cried sexism, just like they cried racism over Harry Reid's Negro comment. I'm doing this a lot today, am I not? Which is to say that they love to cry wolf about all the things the left once pilloried them for. Drives the left fucking nuts. And of course, Specter caved in and issued an apology to put an end to all the phony outrage. Shit, I remember when Dan Aykroyd could call Jane Curtin an ignorant slut and nobody batted an eye.
Jane, you ignorant slut. Bagged out, dried up slunk meat like you and Michelle Triola know the rules.
Carter was president, men wore hush puppies, and cocaine seemed like a good idea. And now, Scrapple Sports. In sports, the Super Duper Bowl matchup is set. The Indianapolis Colts will take on the New Orleans Saints, or Norland Saints, in Miami on February 7th. The Colts rode to victory behind MVP quarterback Peyton Manning, outlasting the New York Jets 30-17. And in one of the greatest games in NFL history, the Saints beat Brett Favre and the Minnesota Vikings in sudden death overtime, 31-28. This is the Saints' first ever Super Bowl. word on where Andy Reid and Donovan McNabb will be watching the game. In a related story, the Dallas Morning News reports that steroids trafficker David Jacobs told the paper he supplied Eagles backup quarterback Michael Vick with performance-enhancing drugs when Vick was playing for the Atlanta Falcons. Jacobs, who committed suicide in 2008, was sharing information with the NFL about steroid users until his death. And now it's time for Scrapple News' Piggy of the Week. This little piggy struck a devastating blow against democracy on behalf of the corporate oligopoly that rules. Look it up. It's O-L-I-G-O-P-O-L-Y. Oligopoly. That rules this country like a high-tech serfdom. Just watch Idiocracy, people. We are already there. By a 5-4 decision, the Supreme Court last week rolled back all restriction on corporate spending on federal campaigns. The decision will surely unleash a torrent of corporate-funded attack ads in upcoming campaigns. Not only that, foreign countries and the nefarious organizations like Al-Qaeda can now set up dummy corporations and put their money behind Manchurian candidates. You saw the movie. You know how that ends. Congratulations to Jersey-born Supreme... Congratulations to Jersey-born... Congratulations to Jersey-born Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito. You are this week's Piggy of the Week. You can take that gavel and shove it where the sun don't shine. Over and over. Over and over and over. It's over. This week in weed. According to USA Today, organizers have canceled a contest to pick the best medicinal marijuana in Michigan after pressure from local authorities on whether the event was legal. Anthony Freed, executive director of the Michigan Marijuana Chamber of Commerce in Michigan, said he wanted people to be able to attend this weekend's Michigan Caregivers Cup without a cloud of controversy. Classes and exhibits on how to legally grow, disperse, and use medical marijuana are now the sole focus of the event, scheduled for Friday through Sunday in Ypsilanti, Michigan. See you there? In other weed news, unconfirmed reports indicate that former New Jersey Governor John Corzine, who signed the New Jersey medical marijuana law as one of his last official acts, is taking advantage of his own legislation. Unreliable sources report that Corzine is smoking his post-election depression away with a doobie. This big. Good times. Good times. And now for life lessons. Today, a young man on acid realized that all matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration, that we are all one consciousness experience itself subjectively. What the fuck am I reading? Today, a young man on acid realized that all matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration, that we are all one consciousness experience itself subjectively. There is no such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and we are the imagination of ourselves. Here's Tom with the weather. Those words were spoken by Bill Hicks, the greatest comedian you never heard of. Google it, people. For Scrapple News, I'm AP Ticker saying I was going to say something.
Lyndon Johnson appointed the Warren Commission, which was made of a very dignified and honorable man.